Jon versus Tom would be the biggest fight ever at the White House, and even Dana has talked about it, that would be the wish list. Is that something that you even think about or use as that could be a goal, or because of the past year, you won't allow yourself to even get too worked up over that?
Do you want me to be honest? It has spent 0 seconds in my mind. That's it. I'm not interested, mate. Not interested. And the world shouldn't be interested either, because what's the point? It's false hope. It'd be a cool experience, but I'm not I feel like the Americans should get the shot at the White House. I don't do anything there apart from pay taxes and fight there. So really all of that stuff just is irrelevant to me, to be honest with you.
Tom Aspinall has firmly stated he has no intention of ever facing Jon Jones again, insisting that the UFC icon lost his opportunity when it truly counted. Aspinall emphasized that Jones avoided him during his peak years.
Guys, why are we still talking about Jon? He's retired. He's done. I said a thing a long time ago, and you guys know me personally. I'm not a disrespectful guy.
Yeah, you're not.
But I said a thing a long time ago that I'm going to retire Jon without even fighting him, and that's what's happened.
Question for Tom. Tom, you were originally supposed to fight Jon Jones for the belt. Now it's Ciryl. So my question is simple. Considering that Jones is nearing the end and Ciryl is in his prime, who do you consider the biggest test right now?
Cyryl's the guy I'm fighting, so he's the biggest test right now. Jon Jones is retired, so I don't really have much to say on that, to be honest. So I'm fighting this guy, and this guy's really good, so I'll be as ready as I can be.
In your honest opinion, when you look at Jon Jones, would you say it's a money thing or not wanting to fight you thing, or do you think it's a combination?
Well, I can tell you some stuff about the money situation, but I'm not sure I can say it on camera, so I will tell you that after. I think I'm a bad matchup for him, to be honest.
My opinion, I think it's a huge risk. It's a huge risk. You're younger, you're athletic, you hit hard, you pose problems. We don't have much data on you, meaning that we don't know what happens if you do. And this is me speaking from an analyst and my experience in MMA.
Instead of stepping up, Jon Jones chose to retire. And now, with Donald Trump hinting at the idea of a UFC event at the White House, Jones suddenly shows interest in making comeback. But for Tom Aspinall, the moment has already passed.
That Jon Jones was never, not even if you put a fucking gun to his head, going to take that fight. Just look at the language Jones has been using from day one about Tom Aspinall. Why would I gamble my legacy on someone like him? Jon Jones, gamble. You win every fight, don't you? You're guaranteed to win every fight. You can beat anyone. Every fight, if you're the best fighting the best, is a bit of a gamble. But you're the heavyweight champion of the world. You're supposed to go on and do that. I've never ever known a champion who tells everyone how great they are and yet doesn't want to fight the best challenger. I tell a lie. Actually, I do remember one time, Tyson Fury, when he did not want to fight Alexander Usyk. Oh, he's not a big enough name. Oh, and he made all the excuses in the world. And guess what? Usyk beat him twice. And this is exactly why Jon Jones doesn't want to take that fight, because he can see what the fuck is on the way. Jones spent the majority of his career as a heavyweight, boiling down to light heavyweight, beating guys who are actually middleweights, aside from one or two. And by the way, he scraped through those ones. When people were equal to him in size, that was where he actually struggled. Dominic fucking Reyes beat him, in my opinion, for Christ's sakes. And who the fuck is he? No offense. He's certainly not Tom Aspinall. In Tom Aspinall, Jon Jones, with his high fighting IQ, which I won't take away from him, he is a very smart fighter, and that's what the problem is here, is he's not able to delude himself into thinking, oh, I'll just beat him, right? He sees everything, and that's part of the reason why Jones has managed to win so many fights, is he sees everything and he analyzes and he comes up with good game plans. He's a smart fighter, but he can't do this with Tom Aspinall. He looks at him and goes, right, okay, he's faster. Fuck me, he's way faster. And he's bigger. That's not normal. And he hits way harder than anyone I've ever fought in my entire fucking life. And he's banging out heavyweights in the first round. Big, massive heavyweights. I've been fighting smaller guys the majority of my career, and he's out there blasting out heavyweights. Fuck. If I go in there, there's every chance I'm getting dropped in the first round and put away.
Hey, so they've announced this White House UFC fight. What do you think about that?
I think it's exciting. Very exciting.
Can we expect to see you on the card?
Yeah, I can't promise anyone anything, but I have a very strong feeling that I'll be on that card.
But who would you take on? Who would be your dream opponent?
I would want to take on whoever's holding the belt at the end of the year.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Any possible names you think?
Well, no, I mean, as of right now, the champion is Tom Aspinall. We'll see who's the champion at the end of the year. I feel like be only fitting to have an American guy fight for the championship that night. I'd be willing to put it all on the line.
Nice.
Aspinall says it's simply too little, too late. In his view, Jon Jones wasted valuable time, held back his career, and left the entire heavyweight division stuck in limbo for more than a year.
Much speculation about the White House card. Is there anything that Jon could do where you could say, okay, I actually trust him?
Let me ask you, what do you think Jon would do in the next couple of months that would make me trust putting him on the White House card?
Well, I would not trust him, but I would like to see him fight Aspinall on that card down the road.
So I already said that I don't trust him, and you're asking me what could he do for me to trust him in the next 3 months? You don't trust him.
Well, yes, but you talk to him. I don't.
Yeah. No, I don't talk to him either. I haven't talked to him at all. If I had to make odds, it's 1,000,000,000 to 1 that I put Jon Jones on the White House card.
All right, I think that ends the questions on it.
Yeah.
Did Trump tell you he was going to make that announcement?
No.
We're going to have a UFC fight, the grounds of the White House.
I don't even know how many people can get in. Whoever actually gets to be there live, it will be such a unique, amazing experience in their lifetime. When the fight is going on, one whole side will be the White House, and then the other side will be the Washington Monument. So we will absolutely put on the baddest card of all time.
McGregor hasn't been in a while. I saw right when this came out, he was back in the ring. Jones.
You jump back in the pool. So the dream main event right now would be Aspinall versus Jones.
Is it possible that McGregor and Jones would fight on the same card?
Could be.
Is without doubt willing to walk away from his biggest payday of his entire career, what he described as fuck you money, where he can go in, if he loses it doesn't matter because he's going to get so paid, he won't have to worry about anything ever again, and yet he's still saying no. That is how afraid he is of getting the shit beaten out of him by Tom Aspinall. And that says everything about the psyche of Jon Jones, in my opinion. A lot of the UFC fans now, they weren't around when we were watching Jon Jones begin his career in MMA, when they seen the rising of what we thought was the Michael Jordan of MMA. And what a rise it was, don't get me wrong. It was entertaining, it was impressive, and it was amazing to watch such a young guy do the things he was doing. But honestly, it's been a real disappointment in the long run, especially now. And these fans who are around now, who are only knowing Jon Jones as the guy who's the UFC heavyweight champion, but he doesn't want to fight the best challenger that there is. Like, that's the lasting impression. The final thing that you leave behind, your final moments as a champion, are what really defines a lot of your legacy. And he is going to go down as the biggest duck of all time, the way he's behaving right now. And that's what he'll be remembered as, more than anything. Yeah, he had a good run, he beat a lot of fucking middleweights, but when the big man came to knock on his door, he was too scared to open the fucking door. That's the truth. And that's what he'll be remembered for. And for the rest of his life, make no mistake about it, everywhere he goes, Tom Aspinall's name will fucking haunt him, because it'll be the one he refused to fight. And Tom Aspinall now can go along his merry way, and everyone will know you beat him. You were willing to show up, he wasn't. Playground rules, you won. You're the man who was so dangerous, the big bad Jon Jones wouldn't even get in the fucking cage with you. He literally said it on my podcast. I will retire Jon Jones without even having to fight him, because he hasn't got the fucking balls for it. And he didn't. It's all been proven true. And it's funny because to me, fighters who win all the time, all right, that's great, right? But actually, how much have you challenged yourself within your career?
What are your thoughts on Tom and Jon?
I've always been, if you're the champion, defend your belt. It's a responsibility. You can't just, I'm going to sit out. I think you need to be reasonably active. You need to fight whoever's there. If you've got an interim champ, it's a no-brainer. I don't want to throw heaps of shade, but I mean, look, I know he's proved himself. Everyone's like, look what he's done. You don't hold up divisions just because, I don't know if I want to fight him. But when you're the champ, I don't think you have a choice. You've got an interim champ just standing there waiting for. If you don't want to fight, then just retire. You're done. Or if you want big fights, you're going to have to vacate the title.
Why do y'all think Jon Jones don't want to fight Tom Aspinall? Is Tom Aspinall that good with Jon Jones should be worried? I think Jon Jones, me personally, nothing against Tom Aspinall, I think Jon Jones will walk through him.
I personally think it's the toughest fight on hand for him. And why for him chance his legacy of losing a fight that he probably doesn't even have to take. He doesn't need the money, and he doesn't need to prove himself anymore. I think it's a tough fight. I mean, I do think, betting on the fight, I'm betting on Jon Jones, but I still think that Aspinall has got enough like athleticism to close a distance, right? Like Jon Jones wants this distance. He loves this. He's got this distance. And Aspinall's one of the heavyweights that he'd be fighting that can close the distance hard and fast.
You think Aspinall got a chance of beating Jon?
I do.
You do?
Yeah. I mean, you've been in there with Jon.
Yeah.
You know,
I've trained with Aspinall. I've held pads for him. I've also, been around Francis a lot, and I understand what that heavyweight athlete looks like. Tom Aspinall is everything as advertised.
I'm not getting at John here, I'm getting at anyone who's failed a PED test. So this is my view on PEDs personally. If you're a sprinter, for example, you do 100 meters and you take PEDs and you win a race, you become faster than people who are not taking PEDs from that. That's okay. You're a cheat, you've won, they'll take your title off you or whatever. If your job is to hurt another person, physically hurt another person, which could potentially redirect the rest of their life post-fighting, you're an absolute piece of shit and you should never be able to fight again if you have any PED stuff. Like, it's like taking a gun to a knife fight. Do you know what I mean? It's like taking a knife to a bare knuckle fight. Like, how can you look yourself in the mirror when you know that you're cheating and you could potentially damage the other person for life? Like, it's disgusting. And I know there's some tainted supplements out there, but if you do it repeatedly, like the first time, if it's tainted supplement, whatever, they look into it, you're all good. If you're talking 2, 3, 4, 5 times and they're still letting you fight in a promotion, you're a pretty sick individual, in my opinion. It shouldn't be allowed.
Now that Aspinall has moved forward and signed to face Ciryl Gane in Abu Dhabi, Jon Jones suddenly acts as if he wants to return to the cage.
Actually is, because it could lead into this superstar quandary that everyone's been talking about recently. Who are the potential superstars that could head up this showstopper event?
Ilya Topuria.
Chances it's Jones Aspinall.
I think that could happen too.
Actually. Do
Yeah.
you think Jones has been ducking him?
But I think he didn't want to fight him. And I think it was a calculated decision on his part. He is so close to the end, so close to retiring as undefeated.
Go.
Are you going to risk it all to fight this one guy who is really, really good and in my opinion would have given him a tough fight and probably would have beaten him? That's no disrespect. He's just a lot younger.
They're talking about a White House fight card? Hey, man, we got to have some Americans win. I don't like Jon Jones. It's no secret. The whole world knows it. I say, man, y'all better put Jon Jones on there. Because right now, we ain't got one American in the top 10 pound for pound. I say, if y'all want an American dude to go get a victory, put Jon Jones in there. Because he gonna win. That's what he does.
Yeah, we just can't have foreigners coming in and winning all the fights at the White House.
Hey, I'm calling him Captain America. Somebody got to win.
Right now, guys, we don't have an American in the top 10 pound for pound. We don't have an American in the top 10 pound for pound. We don't have an American champion outside of Kayla Harrison, now that Jon Jones retired. So who do we send out there on July 4th to get a victory? I say send Jon Jones. He's going to win. That's what he's done his whole career. If it's going to be somebody that we have to trust to win for the country, you send that dude.
Tom has made his position crystal clear. He's not interested. To him, Jon Jones already had his opportunity and wasted it. Many in the MMA community agree, believing Jones avoided Aspinall from the very beginning, choosing an easier matchup with Ciryl Gane before vanishing from the spotlight. While Tom kept proving himself in the cage, Jones kept delaying. And now, the moment Aspinall is tied up with another fight, Jones suddenly resurfaces, chasing a political showcase instead of facing the most dangerous heavyweight on the planet.
Donald Trump mentioned that he wanted to have a fight at the White House Garden. That just seems like such a huge opportunity. I'm a very proud American. I have a lot of close friends that are in the military. Just to be able to entertain the country and the world at this level at the White House, it just means the world to me. So I'm back.
Jon Jones says he wants to be on there too, and he says he would fight whoever the champion is at that time. But would you be okay with him coming back and potentially winning that belt again? And you might have to go through.
Well, it's not even about him winning the belt. I mean, I felt about him. I can't risk putting him in big positions in a big spot and have something go wrong, especially the White House card.
For Aspinall, the only focus right now is Ciryl Gane. Their showdown is set to shape the future of the heavyweight division, and is already being called one of the biggest clashes of the year. Tom has argued that Gane doesn't truly deserve the opportunity, reminding everyone that Gane once avoided him, but is confident he'll finish the job regardless.
Não sou eu se você está preparado. Bukov no PED, Ciryl Gane está fazendo filme, né? O Pavlovich já lutou com ele já tá com luta marcada. O cara que tá sobrando ali sou eu na divisão e o cara que tá alfinete com o aço sou eu. Eu já mandei até mensagem pra ele no direct se você tiver. Mas ele não viu, ele viu a história do Big Pesada, mas não viu meu stories. Eu marco ele nos stories. Eu sigo, na verdade, eu sigo no Instagram, eu vejo todos os treinos dele que ele faz. Então já virou ali como se fosse um dever de casa pra mim. Entendeu? Então, o cara que tá alfinetando ele sou eu. Tá mandando as mensagens, postando no Twitter, né? Usando as redes sociais pra poder promover a luta, né? Porque assim começa, na verdade. Então, mas eu não vejo, tipo assim, eu não vejo mais ninguém pedindo luta do Tom. Eu vejo em vários podcasts, em várias entrevistas que ele sempre fala meu nome, né? Então, bora tirar da boca, colocar no papel para poder me dar um contrato publicitário comigo. Mas vai ser uma luta boa e o que eu vejo de Tom Aspinall é um cara que não luta 5 rounds. Ele nunca lutou 5 rounds, né? Tem uma luta que ele fez, mas era antiga, basicamente. Ele cansa a partir do segundo, né? E Tom Aspinall nunca foi testado para lutar a mais de 3 rounds. Mas, como eu digo, o Aspinall não é um cara besta, é um cara muito experiente, né? Um cara que lutou com um cara duríssimo, né? Então tem que ser esperto, né? Tem que montar uma estratégia boa para poder ganhar dele, né? E aí a gente vai ver o que vai acontecer. Na verdade, para mim, quando fechar aquela grade ali, meu irmão, é só ver se quem puder, porque vai ser guerra, né? Eu tô pronto para fazer uma guerra.
It is the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world, the pride of Wigan, the one and only Tommy Aspinall, Tommy Aspinall, na. Tommy Aspinall, Tommy, defending his undisputed gold, technically for the very first time against the pride of France, the French prince himself, Bon Gamin himself, the one and only Ciryl Gane. These two have been going back and forth for the better part of 2, maybe 3 years. Well, this was the fight that we all thought was going to happen in Tom's official first title defense, and so it is in fact going to happen. Tom wanted to fight in Abu Dhabi. That was the sense that we got when he became undisputed champion. He didn't want to wait for New York. Let's be honest, the tax is a little better over there in Abu Dhabi compared to New York for an Englishman, for anyone, if we're being 100% honest. And so he wanted to be active. He wanted to fight in October. He wanted to fight in Abu Dhabi. It's closer to home. And so they oblige. And you'll recall a few weeks ago I said, it's looking like Magomed and Alex, October 4th. It's looking like Tom versus Ciryl, October 25th. And it's looking like JDM versus Islam in New York. That would be the next pay-per-view. Now, that hasn't been officially announced. That hasn't been signed, sealed, and delivered. But at this point, I would be surprised, considering how the chips just fell earlier today. I would be surprised if it doesn't play out that way.
Fans are convinced that Aspinall's speed, grappling, and striking will be too much for Gane, just as they believe it would have been for Jon Jones had that fight ever taken place. And that's the shadow hanging over this whole situation. Jones built his name as one of the greatest fighters in UFC history, but his legacy now carries the mark of avoiding the one man many felt could beat him. The truth is, Tom Aspinall doesn't need Jones to define his career. He's already carving out his own legacy, and the heavyweight division feels like it belongs to him. So the real question isn't whether Jon Jones will ever face Aspinall, but whether the MMA world will forgive him for walking away from a fight that truly mattered.